everyone.
Good morning, Kathy. Good morning, everybody. We are missing somebody today.
Yeah. Looks like Romans has one of those construction problems, and what can I say?
He felt in a sewer pit.
Yes, but he asked if we can do without him, and we said
Right. We
that
forgive him.
it's going to be tough because he's such an integral part of the show. But I think Gaetan and I will be able to handle it.
Ah,
Well, I know I can. I don't know about Gaetan.
I don't know either.
Yeah. So today, hey, listen, we're talking about deaf and blind dogs that are making a difference. And the wonderful thing about deaf and blind dogs is that they have a different sense, that they're able to communicate on a different level that we really don't know about. But before we get into that, that's going to be in the section of Gaetan's, which is a Good Dog Day show. We're going to start out with our canine news like we always do. And let me cue up canine news here. Okay, I have to tell you, this story that I'm going to tell you about it's going to blow your dress up, folks. It is fantastic.
I don't wear a dress.
Well,
Should I leave?
yes, no.
Is that too personal?
Yeah, no, that's okay. When you think about collaboration, about what it takes, is sometimes they have the term, well, it takes a village to get a job done. And in this particular case, this is what really happened. Here was this dog that was an English bulldog. His name is, they've named him Sir Emmett. He's an English bulldog, and he was out in the Roswell, New Mexico area. And here's a dog that was losing weight, and they couldn't figure out why. Well, let me back up a minute. He came to a shelter. He was picked up by an ACO because the ACOs went over to the house and they found that the dog was very skinny. Come to find out that the dog was in a cage and he was chewing through a chain fence and all of his teeth were gone. So the owner was giving him kibble and the dog couldn't eat the kibble. So he was starving. So the ACOs decided, okay, they're going to head and they're going to have the owner relinquish them, and they had to find a way. They knew that in Roswell there wasn't going to be any way possible for them to adopt that dog. They already had a lot of healthy dogs that weren't being adopted, and now you've got a special needs dog. So what do you do? So the story is that you're going to see that it was between Roswell Animal Services through Jim Burgess, which is the executive director, and a number of people came together through Barkhouse, which is with Kelly Barker, and Animal Services in Roswell. They created an entire network to be able to have the Barkhouse. We know who this person is that we really, really love her. I got to get her picture up here so that you guys can see her. We all know Dr. Lauren Chevis. She has done a number of rescues for Barkhouse. She's a physician and she's also a pilot, and she takes her plane and she dedicates herself through a volunteer plane that she owns, and she dedicates herself 100% to Barkhouse Transports for special needs. So she came along and she said, okay, I'm going to go ahead and I will transport. So first I want you to see the video of what this was about. Now this is over at Roswell, but I want to show you this baby's face before we go any further. This was him in the plane, and then from here we'll go. Is he not gorgeous? This is Emmett. This is Sir Emmett. So, Sir Emmett, yeah. So when we go through here, you'll see that this baby had just such tender, loving care, and it's just going to embrace you. You're going to love it. So let me cue this up, folks, so that we can watch this. Okay, here we go.
We're here at the Roswell Animal Shelter, and we got a little guy we want you to meet. He's going to go on an airplane ride this morning to a new home in Santa Fe. So we wanted to let you watch the process this morning. I'm going to let Megan, the manager, introduce everyone. Come here, Megan.
Okay, so today we have Rebecca here with us. She's from Uncaged Paws. They're facilitating this pool to Santa Fe. Okay, she's gonna go ahead and drive our little friend out to the airport today, and from the airport he's gonna be flown over to Santa Fe and Petable. He's gonna go ahead and take custody of him. We have kind of a special situation here where we did have this dog owner released to us from an owner who was unable to care for him properly. He was super skinny upon coming into us. He's still thin, but he has gained a lot of weight while in our facility, and we just want him to get the best life he can get. So that's when Uncaged Paws come in. I had gone ahead and contacted them, and they're going to take it from here. We have our little friend sitting over here, this goofy bulldog. He's amazing. He loves people. He loves other dogs. He's just an all-around amazing dog. So we're very happy that he's going to get to take this flight this morning.
And Rebecca, tell us a little bit about your program and what you guys are doing in partnership with the city.
So Uncaged Paws has been in Roswell about 10 years, and they pull dogs.
Uncaged Paws is Barkhouse.
Okay.
Dogs in the city they are vetted and sent off to new adoptive homes, either via a foster situation and then into adoption. This young man, although he looks really old, is he's not even 3 yet. So it'll be cool to see him in a new home. Uncaged has worked here in Roswell and then also in Las Vegas. So that's a lot of fun. Well, should we give everybody a look at who he is? All right.
Come on over here. That's JJ. We need JJ.
Say hello. Good morning. Good morning.
He's so skinny.
Yeah, unbelievable.
He does look underweight, and that is how he came into the facilities. What do you think?
So he did come in extremely underweight. So what ended up happening was the owner was feeding him a dry kibble. This guy doesn't have any teeth left. From our understanding, he likes to chew on the fences, on kennels, and he just ended up losing the teeth. So obviously can't take in the dry kibble. So in essence, he was starting to starve, even though he's being fed. So what we've done is we started him on wet food. He's done amazing. He eats it like he loves it. Yeah. He does amazing on it, and he has gained weight.
I know, honey. All right.
It's going to be fun. I want once again to take this opportunity to ask everyone out there to please spay and neuter your animals. Be responsible. We don't want to have to deal with this. We will, but we prefer if you took care of business at the beginning. So here we go. We're going to head to the airport. All right, guys.
Okay, so that was it. Wait a second here. Oh, wait a minute. Wait. They're going on. They're still going. Wait.
Right.
Might want to see it. Sorry. What a face.
Mm-hmm.
Good dog. All right. Dog, a good person.
Part of the family in the car and out to the airport we go.
He's going to the airport. He's going to the plane now.
Yeah, he's going to the plane now. Yeah.
Bye. Okay, everybody, thank you so much for watching. Please visit our website online, roswell-nm.gov, to look at all of our animals that are available and up for adoption. Again, please make sure to spay and neuter your pets, and you can come and visit our animal services here, make an appointment or call ahead, or just stop by and check out our great animals that we have. We have cats, dogs, kittens, puppies, there's a whole bunch. So thanks so much and have a great day. Bye-bye.
Okay. Whoops. So there we go.
That's it.
Yeah. So now when you look at this guy, he's supposed to be like 60 pounds, and I guess he was like 40 pounds.
Or less.
Well, actually, you've seen in those pictures, that was already after 3 weeks, so he already
Oh,
was
okay.
fattened up.
Gain weight. Yeah.
So
Okay.
he was even smaller, thinner than that. But here's the thing, you look at something like this, and that's where it started. So then it went to the airport. I got to pull this picture up of Dr. This is Dr. Lauren Chevis, and this is the co-pilot Christian Orchek. They're volunteer pilots for for Barkhouse, and they were loading the plane in Roswell. So then here they are in the plane. That's her plane, and as you can see, that's a Barkhouse branded plane.
Wow.
Yep, Barkhouse branded plane. And there's Emmett looking out the window.
Sir Emmett.
Sir Emmett, yeah. And you can see that he was super comfy. They didn't put him in a cage. He didn't need to be because he was really calm. And here he is peeking. Here he is peeking over some of the luggage. A little closer picture of him. Look at that face.
Yeah.
And there he is again. Well, here's the thing about what we love about this Gaetan is everyone communicated. It's the first time I happened to be involved with the back end of it, so I got to see what Kelly does at Barkhouse. Is she sets up like a Facebook window, and she puts in all of the people that are going to be involved, so everybody gets hands-on information right away. And this is the first time I've actually seen the pilot get involved with the receivers of what they're going to be expecting, and it was like clockwork. It was a beautiful experience, and the person that ended up getting the dogs, her name is Mare Israel, and she's with Petables in Santa Fe. She claimed that Emmett was so good and so calm. He wanted to give her kisses. He was so happy. But here's an animal that would have ended up being euthanized. So what a special project that is. If it's coordinated properly and if it's done well, then these dogs can be saved. So I absolutely love this project. I really do. I'm a happy camper when it comes to that. Hey, Gaetan, we've got some people here.
Yes.
Let's see. Let's say hello to. Good morning, Joe. Oh yeah, she always comes from Australia, so you're big time difference. Yeah. And she says, I wish I could have Sir Emmett, but Australia is a bit far. And Debbie, you need a dog. You know you do. You know you love dogs. This is one for you, and it's not too far. And Dale, you could drive out here, or you could drive out to Santa Fe, and you could get Emmett for Debbie. And then Joe says, I would rather have a special needs dog than a healthy dog because I want to give them the love they need, want and need. And, there are a lot of dogs that are special need. And many times we look at them and say, oh, well, who's going to incur the expenses in that? If there's a will, there's a way. Okay. So now the next part. Let's see here. I wanted to tell you that I did a show yesterday folks, Picture Mom and Pet Productions, which is the company that Gaetan and I own. That's a pet media production company, and we produce the Dog Connection show as well as other shows. Yesterday, we produced the Inspector Bark show, which is the first one that we've done outside of our own network of groups. And it was the Inspector Bark show. And I have to tell you, let me show you this here. Where is it now? This was the show. I'll put a link to it. Everybody that is concerned about rescues, unethical rescues, it was by far one of the best shows we have ever had about things that are so important. There were people that there were over, I think, about 100 comments. There were people on there that really recognized that there's a big, huge problem when it comes to ethical rescues. So now it's decided that those rescues that will end up being able to do an additional shows, more series, letting people see what is really happening with rescues. And Darcy Butkus, who is the one, we had her on our show before, Gaetan,
Yep,
if
I
you
remember.
remember.
Yep.
And she's so dynamite. She verifies, validates, and makes absolutely certain that whatever she says is fact. It's not hearsay. So if you say something, she's right behind you and say, well, let me validate that. Let me verify this. So she is going to be uncovering who these bad rescues are. And I realize that there's going to be a lot of people throwing darts and the haters and all of that. But Darcy's willing to take that, because I said, even though I'm co-host, I'm not part of that, but I'll be happy to produce it. But she's going to be very, very good and instrumental in identifying, how do you know if there's a rogue rescue, or there's rescue envy, or the mudslinging and backstabbing that goes on. So for those of you that want to watch, I'm going to put that link here so that you guys can go ahead and watch it. Okay. Yeah. Oh, Coco's here too. Good morning, Coco. Yeah. Coco watched the show yesterday. He said,
nice to see you.
Yeah. Hi, Coco. Coco watched the show too. Yeah. Ceramic. Yeah. Stay tuned, Coco. We're going to do something on Duchess too. So let me see here now. The next area that we're going to deal with is a Good Dog Day show. I'm going to cue that up, and then that'll be up to you, Gaetan.
I'll try my best.
You'll do good. Hang on here a second. Let me do that. Good Dog. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
We have some visual. Let's be okay. It's there. So this dog called Louis, and you see the headline there: Louis dumped dog without eyes, adopted by a blind man. So what happened to him is there was an infection in his eyes, and the owner was late to take action. The infection gets worse, and he needs to have his eyes amputated. I made the story short. There's more detail if you look at the article. The link is posted below. And this is the sad story. The man who owned the dog decided to surrender the dog to a shelter. And normally a dog in that condition in a less ethical shelter will be put on the list for euthanasia. That's no-brainer. It's old, it's blind. What to do with that? But there's a good news. And the good news came in a very surprising manner. Somebody expressed interest in the dog and adopted the dog. And we see him with his wife on the picture and with the dog. And dog, go ahead.
He's blind too.
Well, that was my punch.
Oh, okay. Well, you can see that he's blind. Yeah. Did I took away your thunder? Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, go ahead.
Dear ladies and gentlemen, that's the joy of working with Kathy.
Yeah.
She's extraordinary. She's an exceptional human being. That's no doubt about it. And so if you look at the picture on the left side, the gentleman there has a cane. And the dog is with his wife, and I think it's the person from the shelter, which is there. And I need to mention the detail. The dog was not only was abandoned, returned to a shelter, but the good news is the dog ended up at the Ellen Woodward Animal Center in San Diego.
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, did I? Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh gosh, okay. That's the beauty of live. Never mind. Never mind. Never mind. Okay.
2 years and few months of relationship like that.
Yeah, I know, lovely. And I screwed it up. Well, what can I
think it would be 3 months, and is that May or July we start the show? Anyway,
April, but
A-
who's counting?
April. Yeah, I was counting 3 years ago. Okay, the man is blind, adopted a dog, which is blind. And before he got adopted, he ended up at Ellen Woodward Animal Center. That's probably what saved the life of the dog.
Right.
They took great care of him, provide medical support, attention, properly fed, and the person decided to adopt the dog. So we have a small video from the local news. We show the moment where the dog has been adopted.
Right. Okay.
Let's watch.
Now to a follow-up on a story we first brought you on ABC 10 News earlier this week. Louis, the blind dog left at a shelter by his previous owners, now has a new place to call home. He went from being unwanted to being sought after by people from around the world.
This is Louie's new parents, Steve and Casey Walker, and his new sister, Jordan Walker. So welcome.
A happy introduction Friday morning at the Helen Woodward Animal Center. Louis, a blind 3-year-old lab shepherd mix, now has a forever home. He captured hearts around the world earlier this week when the animal shelter shared his story and announced he was up for adoption. The Walker's application stood out among hundreds because Steve is also blind.
My wife and daughter, they've helped me accomplish a lot, and I think we are going to be able to help Louis have a very, happy and active life.
A Marine vet, Steve began losing his sight at 18 to a rare eye disease. Louis lost his sight after his previous owners neglected to treat an eye infection. Then they decided it was too much to care for a blind dog. But for the Walkers, it was the perfect opportunity.
I think he's going to benefit from a lot of the changes that we've already made to the house. So we're really excited about seeing him kind of adapt to our home and our family.
Several generous donors made sure Louis' adoption fees were covered, along with 1 year of vet expenses and training. The family also got a gift basket with food and a $500 gift card to Petco. And Louis did talk to us. He tells ABC 10 News that he plans to have his own Instagram, Steve, so all his fans can keep up with his new life. Such a happy ending. Yeah. Now,
That.
On a story we
Oops. Go ahead.
Well, that's a happy ending to a story we could have turned for the worse here.
Well,
yeah.
I was going to say, when we were talking about in the very beginning that dogs that have disabilities, they overcompensate and their senses are higher. Well, can you imagine now with a guy who is blind can absolutely relate to how the dog is feeling. So the communication there, it's like goosebumps. You know that they're able to communicate in a way that you and I can't communicate.
That's
because
correct.
they share that special bond. What a beautiful thing.
Yeah, that's a very nice story. It's touched me when I found the story, and I said I need to share that today because today the topic is deaf and blind dog, and that's the perfect story for us. And that's an example of never give up on a dog.
Right.
Please don't give up. Don't dispose of your dog like.
Right. Here's another
one. It's an object. Yes.
Here's another one that we have, which is this is Deaf Dogs Rock. Now here's a person that helps people that get a deaf dog, don't just get the dog and not know what to do with it. So she absolutely helps. And I want you to see a video. You saw the beginning of it to begin with. If I know what I'm doing here, folks. There we go. Let's watch this video so that you can see what I'm talking about.
It's about a teacher from New Jersey. He and his four-legged friend have taken huge steps in their community together, and they've changed the course of life in their community. Check it out.
Yes. My name is Chris Hanna, and this is my best buddy, Cole. I'm an elementary school music teacher in Vineland, New Jersey. About 2.5 years ago, I adopted Cole. This puppy was born deaf. When I first met Cole, it instantly made me think of my nephew. Kevin was also born deaf. He was my inspiration. I started bringing Cole around as a puppy with my students, and I started to notice something about them. I started to notice compassion. They started to understand the fact that just because he has a disability, he's actually very, very special and just like any other dog. In fact, sometimes his disability became his superpower. In ways that I never thought a dog could. So we came up with called the Team Cole Project. The Team Cole Project works with students in large groups, small groups, on teaching children to accept each other just the way that they are. One of the big things that they've come to realize that a disability is not an inability. Along with being a full-time therapy dog in my school, Cole is actually a mascot of a local veterans home here. And seeing the joy that Cole brings to these senior veterans has been an unbelievable, rewarding experience. We're going to keep showing the world that it could be a kinder place, that people can accept each other just the way that they are.
Is that
So nice.
look at that face?
Hi, baby. I love that he speaks sign language. I learned sign language when I was a little girl in elementary school. I don't know where to begin. How has Cole changed your life as a human?
He's honestly, not only his disability, but even his struggles with his breed have just made me want to be a better person.
Yeah.
And made me want to be a better teacher. I realized that seeing people like my nephew, who he is who he is and he loves who he is.
Right.
And when I would tell my students the story of Cole and their similarities, all of a sudden they started to understand that they can be different.
Because every child feels awkward and that they don't fit in one way. Look at this baby. Oh, I gotta get down on the ground. Can you share with everybody a few simple signs that you use with Cole?
Sure. So, Cole, stand up. Very good boy. Can you lay down for me?
Oh, yeah.
Very good. Speak to me. Yes. Thank you.
I find it ironic that you're a music teacher and that probably prior to Cole, sound was the most important thing in your life.
True.
And because of Cole, silence is now pretty good too, huh?
It really is. He's actually named from the movie Mr. Holland's Opus.
That's right. That's right. You're so beautiful. So our brand is named Nutrish. It has raised $36 million and counting for non-kill shelters, large and small. And everything we have, every diet he needs for the rest of his life, Cole's only 3. You have Nutrish for life and my devotion for life.
Oh, yay. Okay, that's beautiful. Isn't that great?
Yes, it is
So,
great.
yeah, when we get to see things like that again, now look at the dog can't hear a thing, but he can respond, and
Right.
people do that too. So we always overcompensate for these things. Yeah, and Joe says Cole is a stunning boy.
Yeah.
He sure is.
And let's remember the dog from Judith Jelms. One of the first show we did was about Judith and her dog, and what she did. She's a speech therapist, and she worked with children. And to help in the process of speech therapy with children, she used dog, and the dog have learned sign languages, even if they are normal dog. They react to sign languages. And so a child in therapy will interact with the dog and start having conversation with the dog, either using sign or verbal comment. And that's encouraged the kid to develop language ability and communication ability. And that was the first example of dog familiar with sign language or using sign language to communicate with human and children and boys and girls and adult. So that was very impressive. And it's the same situation there. This dog is deaf, and he learned the sign language and obey and respect the sign language the same way a dog will follow verbal language.
Right. And they're so resilient. They can just pick up, even if they lose a limb, their eyes, whatever. They just seem to adjust. There's never seems to be a learning curve. Oh, I lost my leg. Okay, I have 3 others. I can deal with that.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes. And the life will prevail.
Yes.
And
right.
they will do everything to adapt. And the key of happiness in life for human,
Yeah.
the key of happiness is to adapt.
Yes.
If we don't adapt, if we don't adjust, we'll never be happy. We'll never be full of joy. We'll be like, oh, this happened. Oh, that happened.
Yeah.
Oh, my life is so miserable. Yeah, you make it miserable because you don't want to adapt.
Right.
You don't want to try to adjust. You don't want to see the positive of what's happening around you. So yes, a dog amputated with 1 leg, good for him. He has 3 legs. He said to himself, let's use them.
Yes, exactly. Right. Yeah. Okay. The next section of our show is, were you going to say something?
Well, go ahead.
Okay. It's dog thoughts, and let's go to dog thoughts. Okay, now this is a special area. Coco, Coco. Coco did what we call Barkhouse Buddies, where these are special dogs that need a special thing going for them.
Mm-hmm.
And he went out and did a photo shoot and some of these pictures are just breathtaking. He did a photo shoot of a special dog named Duchess. Now, the story on Duchess goes like this. Duchess was, she was a dog that had a litter, and then her litter was gone, and she actually became a pseudo mom for a motherless litter. She was so patient with the litter that she really, really was able to keep them longer than possible. And they started actually with their I don't know if you know about puppies, but puppies have their nails are so sharp, but they're almost like needles.
Razor, yeah.
Yeah, and their teeth get really, when they start getting teeth, they get really sharp. So she was actually all red in her stomach and bleeding, but she never stopped from doing that. Well, anyway, a mother, after a period of time, once her babies are gone, she has this open nest, empty nest syndrome, and she was feeling and she just didn't belong where she was at. So Barkhouse arranged for her to go to a foster. Well, it's just so happened that the foster was a guy by the name of Ted Walters, and he was a volunteer. So he and his wife Mary took Duchess in, and here's Duchess. And this is Ted with Duchess on his lap, and she was just so happy. Well, now here's a wonderful, wonderful thing. Ted is not going to be able to take care of Duchess because he and his wife travel a lot. But what he wants to do is come up what's known as, and I like this term, and I'm going to put it up there, he's going to foster sharing. Doesn't that sound great? Here's the idea. He's looking for someone in the area, and it doesn't have to be that close, but 2-3 hour drive at the most, where if that person is going to go on vacation or whatever, you can share in the fostering. So you don't really give up on it. And then, so it's almost like a permanent foster relationship. Okay,
right.
So think of it that way, where there really isn't an adoption, but it's shared between 2 families. Yeah. So anyway, I love this. So you got to see these pictures because Duchess is up for foster share. Now, if it doesn't work out that that's the case, they're still looking to find a forever home for Duchess. But look at this face, Gaetan.
Yep.
Who could not love that? She's spayed. She had some eye surgery. She had some issues. She's a Shar-Pei Shepherd mix, and she absolutely has a personality. Plus, Coco can attest to. He was over there. He was on the ground with her. Here he is. He was on the ground with her, and she's really, really laid back. She's just so wonderful. And here she is relaxing. So anyway, I had the opportunity to interview her, and she came up. Now, this video is not as great as I would like it to be, because guess who was talking in the background? Charlie. So you're going to hear him talking, and he's got such a big mouth sometimes, Gaetan, and I have to stop him, but
I wonder from who we got that
probably
quality.
it's probably from B, yeah. But anyway, you're going to hear him in the background, and again, the quality isn't as good as I would like it, but you'll get the message. She was an absolute delight to interview. So here's Duchess.
Hi everyone, Duchess here. I got a story I have to tell you about myself, and I think you're going to want to hear it. It's really pretty good. Well, I'm one of those dogs that was out on the street, and, well, I got pregnant. So I had my puppies, and then there was a litter that didn't have a mom, so I helped with them too. So I was pretty full being a full-time mom, and I was really good at it. It didn't bother me that my puppy scratched me, and I really, really enjoyed it. Well, when my puppies were gone, then I got really, really depressed, and I needed to find a home. Barkhouse had helped me out, and then they realized that I needed a foster. So guess who came and got me? Ted was a volunteer for foster, Ted Walters, and his wife Mary, and he came and got me, and I was so excited. The second I walked into their backyard, I thought, holy manoli, am I going to have fun here? They had another dog that I got instant good friends with, and I was so excited to be at their house. Ted just was so wonderful to me. I melted. I took one look at him and I realized that he's going to be a forever friend. So I cuddled up to him, and we spent so many times and days and months together. Well, now it's time for me to move on. It's not that Ted and Mary don't want me. It's that they need to share me with others. So they started an idea that I really like, and it's called a foster shared program, which means that if you live anywhere like in the Las Cruces or El Paso area, guess what? You could be my fostered home too. Oh, Charlie says, yeah, that's my buddy. And you could be a foster too, and you could share me with Ted and Mary. So if you wanted to go on vacation or you had to do some things, we could share. So I really love the idea. If you do too, then hey, let Barkhouse know, and we could make it happen. And guess what? You could have me in your house too. Oh, by the way, I don't pee anywhere. I don't poop in the house. I don't chew anything. I'm really good with other dogs, and I like kids. And, I'm one of those kind of laid-back, gentle dogs that just enjoys life, and I love to cuddle. So, hey, put me in your home when you want to, okay? Thanks.
Very nice.
Yeah, I was going to do it over without Charlie, but she was getting nervous, so I figured, well, I'll just let Duchess, Okay.
Good move.
Yeah.
Talking about foster, there's a kind of a news or some shelter. If you want to return the dog, or you decide to return the dog, some shelter offer you to be foster parent for the dog. So if you have a return the dog because you have some financial difficulty or some situation has come up, and you say, well, I cannot afford a dog anymore, and I'm so sorry, some shelter will offer you to be the foster of your own dog. And then they will cover some of the costs,
right?
Food related and medical related costs for a period of time. Check that with your shelter if it's your case where you need some assistance. And in some cases, they will do that. They will provide a status of foster to your own dog and help you with all the expenses around the owning a dog. So
right.
Give a shot instead of just dropping the dog in a box at the door of the shelter in the middle of the night,
Right.
and leave it there overnight and say, what the heck? I don't care.
Not my problem. Yeah.
Not my problem anymore.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So Gaetan,
Yeah, it's me.
next Thursday, we have Zach Sco on the show. Now,
Yes.
we had Zach on before, as you
Mhm.
remember, from Marley's Mutts.
Yeah.
But this time, he is doing some phenomenal things. He's got this program called Positive Change. It's a prisoners program. And wait until you guys see. You don't want to miss that show at all. That's next Thursday show.
Mhm.
And in addition to that, we have been working very diligently on our Shelters Across America show. Here's what happened, folks. You're not going to believe this, but we thought we were just going to do one show, and then we put it across social media, and we got such a response. We've got over 11 shelters that now want to be on the show, and the purpose of the show, or I should say series now, the purpose of the series is these shelters want to provide support services and ideas and solutions to other shelters and to other rescues in the area, or not in the area, in the United States, that have issues, and try and get them to start working together. Until I did the show with Darcy, the Inspector Bark, about rescues yesterday, I did not realize how disconnected rescues are, not only from each other, but from the shelters in their areas too. So wouldn't it be nice now? We're actually going to set up the show like a panel. And we have Dr. Sarah Pisano, who is the head of Team Shelter USA. She has agreed to be on the show, so she will be one of the panelists that will be the experts. And we're going to let these experts talk to the other shelters and help them with coming up with ideas and solutions as to how they can work together and solve some of the problems. It's not going to be done in one show, obviously.
No, but we start with one.
We start with one. So that is really a phenomenal thing. So things are coming together so much so. And for those of you that have watched the show every week, thank you so much. Thanks, Dale. Dale's here every week, and Sebastian too. And you can always visit us at the Dog Connection. So what else do you have to say? Let's close with a bang.
Bang.
Okay.
Be kind to your dog.
Yeah, be kind to your dog. And for those of you that are going to have a wonderful weekend, we really appreciate you all being part of what we're doing. Okay, love you all. Bye.
Love has no hands.
Yes. Oh, wait, somebody says here. Okay, we already said that. Let me see. He says, where is Roman?
In the sewer.
And Coco says, thank you. Great show. Thanks, Coco.
Thank Coco.
Okay. All right, you guys. Now I got to get back to here. Okay. Bye, everyone.
Bye. Thank you. Share.
Okay. Bye.